Hey everybody, Photo Dude 53 here. Um, the other day I was downtown, local town here, and looking around for a 1022. I couldn't find one anywhere. Not to mention, can't find ammo or anything like that around here anywhere to begin with. But I found a 22, little 1022. It's an older one, but seemed to be in all right shape. Brought it home. Everything was looking really good on it. Stripped it down, and it was filthy. I mean, it was made in the mid '80s, and it looks like it had never been cleaned since it was first purchased. Like, oh, it's a 1022, you don't need to clean it. That's garbage because this thing couldn't even get the action to move hardly at all. But the cool thing was, it was in really good condition. It cleaned up really well. They cleaned it out, stripped it down, just completely redid it. Looks really nice now. And then I decided, but I picked it up for 120 bucks, which not bad. I mean it's used, but not bad considering you can't find them anywhere around here. I mean, as soon as they get put on the shelves, they're gone. But I picked it up. I had a few things for it. I wanted to put in a rail on the fore end. Put one of my old scopes on there. Got a new scope mount for it. Rail for the receiver. And then I decided to put a couple more gizmos on it. Not really get it all tactical out, but just something, varmint shooting, target shooting. Started to make it look a little bit cooler, I guess. But went ahead and got some Krylon, just some rattle can stuff. I mean, and some hard coat to put over the top of it and stuff. And I think it turned out really good. Was kind of going for that snake skin kind of a look, but I think it turned out really good. So especially with only using 3 colors, and prep is the main thing. Prepping is what makes a job turn out really nice, and I'm pretty happy with myself on how I did it. But anyways, this is what it looks like now. I don't have any before pictures, but this is what it looks like now. I mean, it's not exactly perfect, but you don't want it perfect. I mean, it's camouflage. I mean, you ding it up, take a piece of mesh. That's all I did. I just took a piece of mesh from an old work bag of mine and cut it up. I put like 2 or 3 coats, 1 coat primer, 2 or 3 coats of just that normal sand color, just that flat sand, the brown and the OD green and the OD brown through the mesh, make that snakeskin kind of a pattern, and I think it turned out all right. I did the trigger housing, taped everything off really good. Make sure you tape off everything that's needed in order for operation of the weapon to work correctly. So, went through, really took my time with it, and I think it turned out pretty good. Not bad for an old 22. And yes, it is safe. It's the only other thing I gotta get is a little release here. One that them other ones, I don't know what the hell they're called. I think they're like tactical solutions. But as you can see, we're empty. Bolt's empty. Always check your safety. Check all that. But anyways, it turned out really good. I mean, it was so gummed up. There was so much excess powder from over the years of this thing being used that this would only go about halfway. And I think that's why they sold it, because like, oh, I just won't shoot anymore. You can't do nothing with it. So they just threw it on the shelf, and the gun shop didn't even bother looking at it. They just threw it on the shelf, put a price tag on it. But I probably could have calmed them down a little bit more considering it wasn't working at the time. But once I got home to look at it, I was looking for a fixer-upper anyways, and it turned out great. I mean, pretty happy with how it turned out. So, put a Magpul Gen 2. I'm not sure what the exact name of it is, but I think it's the Gen 2 on here, the Gen 1. I'm not too sure. I think it's the Gen 2. UTG bipod. It's just I think it's the 6-inch. I'm not too sure. But threw that on there. threw a rail on the bottom, measured everything out, you know, drilled out my holes where they needed to be, and got it all into place. You know, stripped down on 1022s. You know, this is the first 1022 I've owned, so you know I found out pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know, strip down. You know, you got your main nut right up underneath here, and that's what keeps this whole thing together. And it's pretty flippin' solid. I'm pretty impressed. But yeah, it turned out really good. I mean, like I was saying, it was so corroded in there. Half of the trigger housing wasn't even working. I was thinking that I didn't have all the parts in there. Well, everything was in there, just really gunked up through over the years, and the safety would not even function at all. It was that there was so much crap in there, but I got it all cleaned out the inside receiver, bolt. I mean, I took this thing completely apart, and she works like a dream, that's for sure. And they put on these sights, these old iron sights on here, and the one on the end of the barrel doesn't bother me too much. The one down here, they did a kind of a shoddy job putting it on. Can't even adjust it. The fiber optic in there is gone, but I painted it up anyways. Looks good. Whatever. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good.